All right, I'm here with Mr. Josh Tews, Alpha One Construction, right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right, Josh. I don't want to wait till the end to give everybody your awesome information because a lot of people, you already got 2 people in my office that want to use you. So, give us your contact information. Like, what's the best way to find you?
Phone number is usually the best, or email. So 210-454-3728 is our company line, or Josh at alpha1llc.net.
Perfect, man. I get it. Yeah, I actually was on your Facebook page looking at your photos because I got to do my research on everybody that comes in here. So, and I saw you do a lot of stuff, man. So,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give you the James Cardenas intro. And you just hang on, just hold on tight, brother.
I'm ready. Ready to go.
All right. So once again, we're here with Josh Tews, Alpha One Construction. Super excited, man. Contractors are a dime a dozen. We already went over this.
Yeah.
And so to have one with your experience, in the field, it's great to be sitting next to you. So full kitchen remodels, full bath remodels, which I saw some of the work that you guys do. Looks great.
Thank you.
Outdoor patios, decks. I mean, all the stuff that people, when they buy a house, they say, man, all I need to do is redo that bathroom, right?
Right.
So, and then, so that's all the pretty stuff, right?
Yeah.
All the keywords online, that's what people are searching for. But there's a dirtier side of this job, right?
Yeah.
Like dirty carpets. You're ripping all that stuff out. Moldy,
drywall. All of it.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
So exactly, dude. So, waterlogged cabinets and stuff like that. I'm sure you've seen it all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
More than my fair share.
Okay, right on. So you just kind of put your gloves on, get your guys to work, and
Yes, sir.
dig right into it. Sounds good, man. So tell me about how much experience you have in the industry, or kind of where you're coming from, where you're going.
Yeah, I got started about 11 years ago, and I was in the property management and flip home business. So I was mentored not here in San Antonio, but in Longview, Texas. And so similar market, a little bit different, and shifted into remodeling about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay, great. Yeah.
And so really focused on that mostly.
Yeah, I think that handyman and full remodeling are 2 totally different things.
Very much.
And
yes, sir.
So, you call a handyman when, you need maybe a couple shingles done or there's some siding done.
Right.
But when you want to make a new bathroom or a new kitchen just look great, or new countertops, you're the guy to call.
Yes, sir.
All right. Sounds good. So today we want to talk about just 3 things: budget, timeline, and quality. I would think that these 3 things are pretty serious in your industry.
Very much, very much.
So they kind of make or break a project, make or break somebody being happy or sad about, walking away from something like this.
Absolutely.
Cool, buddy. So let's get into it. So let's talk about the budget. First of all, post-pandemic, post-coronavirus.
Yeah.
Man, right now, what we feel, that the average consumer, right, is feeling like prices are really high, lumber's high, supplies are high, and I'm sure that you're feeling that too. Is that what? Can you speak on that situation just a little bit?
Yeah, the other part of that is the market being the way it is. Houses are flying off the shelf before they're on the market, and they're selling for 10, 15, 20, 30,000 above ask price. So everybody that's looking to sell wants to get top dollar and have the shiniest product out there. Sure. And so that creates this demand like nobody's business. We've never seen anything like this before.
You got it, man. And you and I were talking before. We were talking about, in 2020, home builders had ramped up to their highest level since I think 2002 or 2006 of building homes, right?
Yes, sir.
And then pandemic, everybody's staying home. People want to do home projects, stuff like that. Yeah. So it's like it was just like the perfect storm of a supply and demand kind of situation, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. So, and I'm even hearing like door handles and stuff are more expensive.
Man, lumber's definitely the worst, but steel, cement, across the board, because of that massive surge, the supply was not there. And so people are paying top dollar for stuff. On average, a house is going to be 25 to 30% more to have built just from the lumber side.
That's what I'm hearing, definitely.
It's ridiculous.
So tell me about, if I want to start a construction project at my house, and I'm thinking, okay, what does budget have to do with all this stuff? Because, I might go to you and say, Josh, here's what I want. I've got $7,500. Can you make this work? And we kind of look at y'all, the remodeler kind of crazy when we're like, well, we just can't, we just don't have that kind of money, or it costs more money than we were expecting. So
Right.
is there any budgeting strategies or people who have come to you correctly with a budget before?
Yeah, first off, I'd like to say, man, we're always going to assess the value of the home and the goals of the homeowner first, because a budget stems from what you want to accomplish with that money. So if you're talking about spending $7,500, the first question I'm going to ask you is why, and what are you looking to get out of this? Are we looking to sell? Are we looking to live here? So how much can we spend that we're not going to throw away any piece of this, that you're going to get the most bang for your buck? So we really come up with a good strategy there first.
Yeah, so there's no reason to, if you're living in an average builder's construction home, there's no reason maybe to, if you're going to move out in 2 or 3 years, to do a fully double custom bathroom.
Right.
Okay.
Or throw something in there that's not kind of universally attractive. If you're really not planning on staying there long, then following the guidelines of earth tones, something simple that will be marketable.
Yeah.
Really taking a good look at that. That's powerful too.
Okay, sounds good. And so are you getting any people who are wanting to sell their home and coming to you now to do some remodeling, or are they just like, hey, the market's so hot right now, just sell the thing and get out of my hands?
Man, it's 50-50 right now. So 50% of them come to us, hey, get this house where we can sell it for the most bang for the buck, and we're happy to do that. Yeah. So we come up with a good strategy there. Or we just bought this house, and we want to make this our own or our forever home.
And so typically on those jobs, what are the top 3 things that people want to fix, right? Is it like bathroom, floors, and kitchen?
Kitchens and bathrooms, you always get your money out of 99% of the time if you do it right. So that anything that you can do to open the visualization of the home, raise stuff up, knock down a couple walls, or just create that open floor plan,
there you go,
you get a lot of dollars back for that.
Yeah, it's like the whole dining room has disappeared, right?
Yeah.
It's like, give me more living room.
Right. Yeah, that cookie cutter thing's not really going on anymore. Used to break it down in the 70s and disco from room to room. Now we want to skate through the whole thing. Yeah.
I love it, dude. I love it, man. If you could, I guess they're not installing the disco balls anymore. No. I get it, bro.
We stopped doing that in 79. So sorry.
Yeah, still got the bell bottoms, baby. Okay, sounds good. So, so the current situation with materials is elevated.
Yes.
Pricing is elevated. So, you've got to take that into account. But obviously there's financing, which can mitigate, coming out of pocket with things like, but and interest rates are low. So sometimes it's still a good idea to take advantage of those things. Do y'all offer financing for your projects?
We do. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So, I want to do the $7,500 project, put down maybe 25%, and then you have a company that you work with.
Correct.
To get us across the finish line.
There's going to be a couple things that go into that process, but absolutely that's what it looks like. Yes, sir.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, moving into our next topic is timeline, right? So I just wanted to ask you, I think in our head, when an average consumer, I'm thinking, okay, I want a new bathroom. I don't even think about timeline, right? I just think, okay, new bathroom, find a guy, and then my brain kind of goes blank. So
yeah.
What are some realistic timelines for some of the jobs that you're seeing out there?
Any bathroom remodel is going to be a week or two, and it could be a month, depending on how in-depth the client wants that bathroom to be. Do you want to transform, add on to the home and make a triple wide shower that you can,
Sure.
There are so many variations in this business. It really is crazy. But the average bathroom remodel we see is going to be done inside of 10 days.
Got it.
That's normal.
Got it. Okay. And so how about somebody wants to do a complete kitchen remodel? I'm talking, and I don't even know all the things that go into it, but countertops, sink, maybe a new island in the middle, maybe some fix-ups to the what does that entail? Like if I want to do a entire kitchen remodel, what is in that?
First off, we're going to sit down. We're going to explore the options. We're going to come up with your goals.
Sure.
Then we're going to come up with a 3D rendering or some drawing sketches to make sure that you see exactly what you're about to get.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people can't visualize it, and it's not good or bad. We just all have different gifts.
Sure.
And knowing what you're about to get is such a big part of it. But then we call it the preparation conversation, because if you do not sit down with somebody that's never been through this, dust, debris, not being able to operate in your kitchen, which is an everyday thing for maybe a month, depending on what you want done.
Sure.
there are some things that we need to do, and there's a couple weeks of conversation probably and preparation work to make sure that their lifestyle isn't negatively affected.
Sure, absolutely. I think there's, when I looked at the timeline for this discussion, I noticed that there was, 5 or 6 major conversations that need to be had, from, sitting down with the person and kind of pulling the idea out of them to design, and then, coming to an agreement on what they actually want, and then putting it into the blueprints and putting it into a rendering.
Right.
It's not just sit down and, get me a new kitchen, because you got to come up with the ideas of what you want, or you might not end up liking the final product, right? So,
and don't feel bad about not knowing. A lot of people try to apologize. It's kind of a funny situation, but when they say, I have no idea even where to get started.
Right.
If I tried to do your job, I would have no idea where to get started, man. So it's not bad to not know, but finding a contractor, and I'm not the only one that does this, but the good ones are going to take the time to make sure they understand the vision that you have.
Sure.
And then really make sure they duplicate that in a way that you can see it before the project starts and prepare you for every step along the way.
Are there any success stories that you have recently on some happy clients that just recently for you?
Absolutely, man. There's a family, 3 small children, and they were asking me to come in and give them a kitchen, bathroom, and living room remodel and create more storage, because a lot of homes, that's a lot of wives especially, are saying, I just don't have enough storage.
Sure.
All these kids running around.
Yeah.
There's toys everywhere. Well, if there's ways to create storage in a cost-effective way that's built in, that's a very attractive deal. So we started that conversation, and they fell in love with the 3D rendering and the drawing so much. They were trying to just get this house ready to sell so they could move into their forever home. They fell in love with it so much they said, this is our forever home now.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we love the functionality. It's perfect for our lifestyle. So a good contractor identifies it and then tries to make that happen in the fastest way that is not going to sacrifice quality.
Wow, that's an impressive. That is impressive.
I've got an amazing team, man. My guys are unbeatable.
Sure, yeah. Tell me a little bit more about how what somebody should expect. You talked about the team, so I sit down with you individually and I say, hey, look, this is what I want, and then once we move to that stage where we want to pull the trigger on this. You have a team of, are they subcontractors that come in and kind of share, you give them the plan and the vision, and then everybody kind of just gets to work?
I've got 5 crews of guys and that are my personal employees. These guys, each one of those 5 leads is the in-house direct conversation point for every homeowner, so they're not dealing with sub after sub after sub. I can't be at every one of those jobs all day.
Sure.
But if they have the same face that's got the vision, got the leadership, then he can make sure that everything is going smoothly and that he becomes that point of contact for that customer.
Sure. Beautiful. And so what are some things that can go good or go bad and cause a build to take a little bit longer?
The number one thing, because I could spend all day talking about this, but sure. I'd say the number one thing is if people don't take enough time to really figure out what they want, and they're wanting it snappy, they want it done now, it always ends up getting changed. And anytime the job scope changes, it's going to double or triple in time.
Sure.
We have a fireplace job that we just did here in Stone Oak, and we changed the design of this fireplace I think 3 or 4 times. And so a 4 or 5 day project has turned into a 2.5 or 3 week project.
Right.
The customers could not be more happy. They're extremely happy with the finished product now, but it was not even the same design that we had, not even the same color scheme when we walked in there the first day.
Wow. Yeah, that is an interesting story. So number one, that tells me that you're very good at what you do as far as on the customer service side, because saying that a customer walked away happy even when they might have had to spend a little bit more money and a little bit more time, and they were still happy with your service, that I think most people will figure out that's a great way to be in business. And those are the people that we want to be in business with, right?
Well, we're grateful to be here, man. That's what we try to do.
You got it, brother. Okay, so lastly, quality. Can I get cheap and good at the same time?
No, sir.
Come on, Josh.
I know, man. You ever looked at Ferrari price tags? That's a little different from Yugo.
Sure. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I was on the way to work listening to some radio station, and the guy was just talking about, you can't get good and get cheap at the same time. There's not a world where that exists. It's either going to be really good for a decent price, and it's going to take the time that it takes.
Yeah.
Or you're going to try to go really fast, and it's going to come out really crummy. And so I'm sure that you've had to fix some jobs that have come out like that, right?
A lot.
Okay. So
man, we call it the call me back clause, because that we get underbid
sure
by somebody and then come in half price, man. There are so many, and that's not just our industry, that's anybody, that, man.
Sure.
Quality's quality, but these guys will come in, hear our numbers, quote half or 30% off, and we call it the call me back clause, because we say call me back after they screw it up and we'll come and fix it.
Yeah.
And I hate that happens so much, because these guys are taking advantage of new folks that have never done this before.
Sure.
And they're really doing them a disservice. If you're not honest and upfront about quality is everything to us. If we cannot do it right, we're not going to accept the job. Sure. So a yes man is the worst thing that you can have in this business.
Absolutely.
And all of us are guilty of that from time to time, but that is something we work really hard not to do. Just focus on our niche, make sure that the customer knows exactly what they're getting, and then go above and beyond with quality.
Sure. Absolutely. Okay. Is there anything that you feel that the industry or average consumer needs to know right now?
I would always look for somebody that you can say they were referred to me by, and not just one. If almost anybody can say, yeah, I've heard of him, or I've used him, or that seems like a good price, but
sure.
How many people can call a list of clients? We have our list of contacts that have voluntarily said, please put me down as a reference. Mm-hmm. We're very blessed to have that, and we have them call all these folks that have been return customers for years and years and years, and if you don't have that, I would be a little worried.
That is a huge, big red flag, is somebody who does not provide you references on your job, especially in your business.
Man, it's everything.
Sure. So, and that was, another thing I heard on the radio this morning is, talking about the contract between the homeowner and the contractor.
Yeah.
And even in the contract, they'll even list, the good contractors they'll say, hey, these are some of our, like a list that you guys have. They'll provide phone numbers to call of people who are satisfied with our work.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's stellar.
This is the most advertising we've ever done right here. We're very blessed, but we do not advertise. We've never paid for marketing.
Sure.
If that's another thing I'd say is a good contractor 99% of the time does not need to, because when you find someone like that, man, it's like you become one of the family. We get Christmas cards, we get all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
I think I'm a godparent of 27 children in this city, so let's hope nothing bad happens.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
That quality that comes from the years of experience,
sure.
And the staff that we have, there's a couple gentlemen that work with me that have been doing this for 35, 40-something years.
Sure.
This is my 11th year, so I'm not new, but having a team of people, not just an individual, mm-hmm. that can pool off of each other's wisdom and resources, it makes all the difference.
Absolutely. Okay, great. I love it. Are there any unique jobs that you've done? I got on your Facebook and I saw it looked like a large parking lot / driveway. And
yeah.
I was like, what's going on here? Because I know he does a lot of residential.
Yeah. So I've done work downtown Hard Rock Cafe.
Sure.
We're looking at we're taking on the New York Life building here in not here in New Braunfels.
Okay.
So commercial is about 30% of what we do, 70% residential.
Okay. And we're talking like build outs of the inside of the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we redid the refrigeration room for the Hard Rock Cafe years ago.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so some of the oddest jobs. I mean.
Yeah.
How much time do we have? Man, I'd say probably that cement job, because this guy was just so excited about his pour. And this man is one of our references. That's what's so funny. You bring him up. He's great. He's one of the family to us. He calls me about my folks. I call him about his kids when they come. We always get barbecue invites, all that kind of stuff.
Right. That's a good contractor right
there. Man, he's a great client. He's wonderful. And
Sure.
so this pad was 70 foot by 65 foot, and
Yeah.
it was originally just going to be for one RV. And
At
he
his
got
house.
so excited. Yeah, in his backyard and in his front yard. And he got so excited about the size. He said, well, what if we did it this bigger? And it changed like 3 times and then
Sure.
added on and tripled the size of his driveway. And it's just because he likes being able to back his RV in with ease.
Yeah.
But still, that being said, I had a conversation with him, and he'll attest to this, where I said, sir, you are not going to get your money back
Right.
out of this job.
Right.
It's not going to happen. This is purely your functionality, your vision. So I want you to know that
Yeah.
before we do this, because I can't in good conscience tell you, yeah, man, adding a lot of value here.
Sure.
That's a big stinking pad to add for
Sure.
one RV. You know, he could have 2 basketball courts out there if he wanted to.
Yeah,
That's
no
the cool
kidding.
part. But yeah, that conversation needs to happen every time.
Okay, sounds good, man. Well, I think it's great that we learned that you do commercial. And just once again, can you let everybody know how to contact you if they want to get a bid or discuss something with you?
3 easiest ways are going to be phone number, email, or Facebook. So phone number is 210-454-3728. On Facebook, look up Alpha One Construction and Remodeling, LLC. And then my personal company email is going to be josh@alpha1llc.net. And our response time is getting better. We are as backed up as you can imagine. We're booked all the way through September right now.
Sure.
We're very grateful to be here, man. I can't thank you enough.
And then that's we love having you, but that's exactly what happens when you do your job right, and you've been in it as long as you have, and you've got a great staff and a great crew. When you find a good contractor, you don't let him go. Like if I were to find somebody that I trust, and I haven't done any work, so I'll probably call you guys first, but it's one of those things where it's like a good insurance agent, right?
Yeah.
It's like just you're with me for the rest of the ride. You know what I mean? So
You need that family connection, man. That's necessary.
it's trust.
Yeah.
It's all that because number one, they're in our house. Number two, they're around our family. Number three, our money is going towards this project, which we've worked really hard on our money. And so we want to give that to the right steward to take it across the finish line.
It's a lot of trust there.
Yeah.
And we take that very, very seriously.
And so I think that's probably why at the end of a construction job, we either love your contractor or you hate your contractor.
Dead on.
I'm sure that's probably why you've had so much success. So, okay, well, till next time, I would say that next time we need to bring, like maybe in the next couple of weeks, to bring you in, talk about some more things that are going on in the industry.
Love to.
But till next time, make sure you call Josh Tews, Alpha One Construction. I promise you will not be disappointed. And we look forward to doing this again, my friend.
Thanks, James.